228,695, a 911 vote difference, 49.17. And
you're saying it's a 900 vote? Obama is leading 900 votes?
When it was at 74%, it was 20-some-odd thousand votes. Now, with 77% of the vote in, it is 991. One of the reasons why is one of the biggest blocks of votes out in the state are the Republican suburbs inside Hamilton County, and as they've started to come in, they narrowed that margin dramatically. Like the Speaker pro tem of the House, his district had 3% of the vote in until very recent. Now it started to come in.
I'm going to ask you a straight-out question. You went through this in 2000. You almost went through it in 2004. Do you believe that Ohio has been settled?
No, I don't. And look, if we are calling this on the basis of 74% of the vote being in, and when 77% is in, Secretary of State website, I got the director of the Ohio campaign for Romney on the other end of the line refreshing the page every few seconds, and this went from being, when we started this conversation 3 or 4 minutes ago, 1,995 vote margin for President Obama to just now 991.
And the outstanding 20% of the vote, where is that?
Well, we know that some of it is in Cuyahoga County, which is going to be Democrat, but we've got half of Hamilton County out. We had the city of Cincinnati vote. We now saw, we now are starting to see the suburbs start coming in. Then we have we have big swatches of Butler County, Delaware County, and Warren County, all of which are Republican counties that have big chunks of their vote out.
So you're not saying that Obama isn't going to win, but you're just saying he hasn't won it yet.
I think this is premature. We got 70. We got a quarter of the vote. Now remember, here's the thing about Ohio: a third of the vote or more is cast early. That is won overwhelmingly by the Democrats. It's counted first, and then you count the election day. And the question is, by the time you finish counting Election Day, does it overcome that early advantage that the Democrats have built up in early voting, particularly in Cuyahoga County?
Now, Joe, we know that Carl has a rooting interest. I think he's at this point he's just telling us the facts. But you don't have a rooting interest for Mitt Romney. What do you think?
Look, when I had my last contact with the Obama folks, they thought that Florida was their best shot, that Virginia looked the shakiest, and that Ohio they thought they were going to win, but were less sure of. And so, but when you look at these counties, you look at Hamilton County, Obama's been winning it. There's still a lot out there. So I understand what Carl's saying, but if you look at some of these counties that are still left out there, there are votes, a lot of votes left for Obama that could outnumber some of these suburban counties.
That not has.
Well, but if the decision desk has looked at those and is looking at key precincts in those counties and projecting, that's what they do. And they may, we haven't been able to go in and do that yet.
Carl?
Apparently, the website is now being crashed because they can no longer refresh it. But look, I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but we got to be careful about calling things when we have like 991 votes separating the two candidates and a quarter of the vote yet to count. Even if they have made it on the basis of select precincts, I'd be very cautious about intruding into this process.
Well, folks,
thanks.
So maybe not so fast.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. It's great to have you guys here.
That's awkward.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to get someone from the decision desk, and we're going to bring them in here. And we're going to have them on air, and we're going to interview them about this decision.
Well, I think we should sit them next to Karl Rove and interview both of them. Let them interview each other.
Michael Barone, I think, is going to come in here. Maybe Chris Stirewalt. We'll see who's going to come talk to us. Okay, Carl. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Karl Rove said that we should figure out what the deal is with this decision desk. The decision desk is in a different place. And I showed you earlier in the show in the 6 o'clock hour what it takes to get there. Megan, I will escort you down the steps here so you can go interview them.
All right.
Watch your step.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't want to fall
there you go.
in front of all these millions of people.
Okay. Megan is going to go to the decision desk and interview them about the decision on Ohio.
Try to get to the bottom of this. It's right out the door. They used to keep them right here with us in the studio, and then for some reason, whoa, careful. Then for some reason, they moved them down the hall. We were too close. We were thinking this wouldn't be necessary, but as it turns out. So you can see this is sort of all the folks behind the scenes who have been watching the program from back here. Hi, guys. Arthur Aidala, decided to join. They're way down the hall. So we'll do a little interrogation and see if they stand by their call, notwithstanding the doubts that Karl Rove has attempted to place. Keep coming. Here we go. Now, when we practiced this before, oh, there's the beautiful Jenna Lee. When we practiced this before in our rehearsals, we lost all audio in our ears right about here. That's happening again, but...
Can you hear me, Megan?
In any event, we'll try to get to the bottom of it. Now, here are the guys. This is the decision desk. Now we're in the heart of the decision desk room. Arnon, yes. You head this place up. Chris Stirewalt, you've been doing all the number crunching. These guys behind you. You tell me whether you stand by your call on Ohio, given the doubts Karl Rove just raised.
We're actually quite comfortable with the call in Ohio. Basically, right now, there's just too much Obama vote that's outstanding there that we know is going to come in, that is going to be Obama. And while, yes, there are a number of counties out there that will be Romney, the largest thing that's outstanding right now is the Cleveland area. It's Cuyahoga. This is Democratic territory, and we're quite comfortable with the idea that Obama will carry Ohio.
What do you make of it, Chris?
There just aren't enough Republican votes left for Mitt Romney to get there. And as Arnon points out, Cuyahoga County, Cleveland is so overwhelmingly Democratic, we wouldn't expect Mitt Romney to do even much more than a third of the vote there. So as the late vote comes in, we would expect to see the president's margin rise and rise.
Explain, I don't have Karl here with me, so explain his theory and why you disagree with it.
Well, it's not that I disagree with his theory. What he's saying is that this is going to be closer and that there's still a lot of vote to be counted and that you have provisionals. What we're saying is that the amount of raw vote that's in these counties that's out there still waiting to come in is so large, and the historical trend is so strong, and the polling is so strong about how Democratic these counties are. It's just not, no matter what the handful of Republican precincts that are still out there are, it's just not going to make it.
Is this possibly an exit poll thing like we saw in, I mean, I know this is raw vote, but is this, the exit polls were so wrong in 2004, and they were saying there's no way that George Bush can overcome it, no way, no way, no way, and then he did. Is this similar to that?
What we're looking at is actual raw vote by county, city by city, and what we're seeing is sufficient vote in Ohio on the Democratic side to mean that Ohio will go for Obama.
Percent certainty.
99.95%.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. I can't hear Brett or the folks back in the studio, but they seem very confident. We'll take it back to you and see whether Karl is backing down. Brett?
Okay, Megan. I've just called Karl back up from the, and he's coming up here to the desk. He's crunching numbers. He's writing furiously. He's pointing at Bill Hemmer. A lot of things are going on right now. We're going to take a break, and Karl's response to the challenge and the response from the decision desk after this break. We have called Ohio for President Obama, and we have put the check mark next to President Obama's name that he has been reelected the President of the United States. As you look live at Obama headquarters in Chicago, Karl Rove's response again after this.
The people of America have spoken and have reelected President Obama to 4 more years. So what does the Republican Party need to do from today on? Let's talk to the former senior advisor to President George W. Bush, Karl Rove. Good morning to you.
Morning. How are you?
I'm doing okay. What happened?
Well,
Republican strongholds for the second election in a row. So what changes does the grand old party need to make? We're getting the answers from the architect, Karl Rove, who's combing the inside of the paper and the headlines.
This is a time of great challenges for America, and I pray that the president will be successful in guiding our nation.